Howdy, yokes. Before we get started today, we wanted to just let you know that this episode of Bacon and Eggs is brought to you by you, our patrons. We want to build this thing as big as it can be. More episodes, merchandise, events, giveaways, you name it. No, seriously, name it. We'll do it. But we can't do it alone. If you enjoyed this episode or any of our episodes, head over to our Patreon page at patreon.com/baconandeggs. If you're already a patron, there's some great things going on over there. And if you'd like to become one, you can become a patron for as little as $1 a month. We want to keep this podcast free and available for everyone. So if you have a couple bucks to spare, anything really does go a long way. And we could really use your help to make this podcast the best it can possibly be. So thank you for donating, and thank you even more. Anyway, hi, and welcome to Bacon and Eggs. I'm Tyler Carlin.
And I'm Ethan Edgehill.
And we're in the same room!
We're in the same room!
And the day has finally come. We've done 17 Marvel movies so far.
And we're finally here at
Black Panther! If you want to go back and listen to what we thought of the rest of the MCU, you can totally do that. They're all available like right below or above this or however you organize your podcasts. They're nearby.
Or you can just dive right in with us right now. Without further ado, Tyler, what did you think of Black Panther?
Ethan, it was really good.
It was really good.
It was like, I was
really
nervous.
Good. Oh.
And in some ways, it was not what I thought it was going to be.
No.
I don't know what I thought it was going to be, but it is earth-shattering.
It's so good. It's such a good movie.
Yeah.
And I mean, I can sit here and say that for hours.
Yeah, well, let me just run down some stats for you. So it was released yesterday. As of recording. So that's the most recent film we've done so
Definitely
far.
1 day since recording.
It had a $200 million budget, which I think tops the origin story, or like the first in a series.
And it's on pace to make that back in the first weekend.
Yeah,
So
it's insanely.
They did all right with it.
Yeah, they're doing all right. And it's killing it in terms of critic reviews right now. 97% on Rotten Tomatoes. Only a 74% audience ranking, though.
That was always going to kind of be the case.
I mean, people are...
There's some bitter people out there.
There's some crappy people out there, and you can't deny that. But I wouldn't put myself in that lower end.
Ooh,
also, it is the #1 Marvel movie on Metacritic
is it
right
really?
now, at an 88.
88?
Yeah, that's a B+.
That's a good... You can put that on the fridge.
Yeah.
That's okay.
That's like... Yeah, that's a really, really good score.
Metacritic. That's wild.
Yeah, so that's...
I figured Metacritic would hate this.
I did not. Although it is missing some elements of great filmmaking that will not that keep it from a different echelon than I think like the Dark Knights of the world.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a just regular Marvel superhero movie on some respects.
Right. It's a blockbuster film and not like a art film.
Right. It's not Christopher Nolan.
Right.
It's a whole different animal you're working with.
Right. And that being said, it's not Christopher Nolan, but Ryan Coogler was
he did a great job.
Amazing.
Did a great job.
And yeah. Well,
we don't really have a script for this one because it's just, I figured anything we were going to say as far as like if we try to write up something to talk about, it was just going to sound forced, especially with this movie, because we really do need to admit that we are out of our element on this one.
Oh, for sure. This movie... Like, I don't think it was made for us.
No, this is not a movie for us.
Right.
Like, we got plenty of them in the MCU.
Right.
Like, they made a movie about Spider-Man.
Yeah. They made a movie about Iron Man. And they made a movie about a ton of great...
Right. Like, this movie is not for us. That being said, I loved this movie.
Yeah, I don't think that means we can't enjoy it.
No, absolutely every second of it. But we didn't want to come in here and try to sound too smart for a movie that we probably didn't understand as well as we wanted to.
Oh, for sure. There's definitely elements to this movie that, simply because of who we are and sort of the privilege that we have, we're never quite going to get. We're going to try to understand. Yeah. We're going to do everything we can to help in that conversation and be a helpful voice. But movie does a good job of portraying something that I cannot relate to, but I can understand.
Right.
Does that make good?
Yeah,
does that make sense?
That makes sense.
Okay.
I understood that. I didn't even think we'd get here.
What?
You remember when we were back in September, when we were like plotting out a rough calendar for this? Yeah. And I was like, okay, so we're going to do the first 8, and then we have a break here, and then we're going to do some other stuff, and then finally we'll start back up 6 weeks out from Black Panther, and then we'll watch all of those. And I was just like, it was this ethereal thing that I was sitting there just kind of, with some pens and a string, just like, right. Oh, we're going to do this here, and then, and then finally we're here. It happened, and...
So, yeah, I mean, just to get a little sentimental for the pod real quick, I feel like this is like when we started, this was
the first movie we like planned to do.
This is what we signed up for.
Yeah.
Was Marvel through Black Panther, and then if we like it, we'll keep going.
Right. This was our contract date.
Right.
And that we talked back and forth and we're like, hey, we'll get through Black Panther. However long that takes. If we want to keep doing the pod, we want to keep doing the pod.
Right. And I think I'm speaking for myself when I say that we are definitely going to continue.
We're definitely going to keep doing the pod. We have since made other plans. We're like booked to the end of May now.
Right. That being said, if you'd like to be a guest on Bacon and Eggs, you can always shoot your shot, so to speak.
Yeah, but we have decided that we're going to do Solo, so that's May 25th.
Yes, so Solo is on the calendar. But let's get back into Black Panther. I want to run down the characters. I think that's what we did last time we saw a in theaters movie.
Yeah, let's talk about some of these characters. We've got a strong cast here.
We do. I almost want to start away from Killmonger and T'Challa.
I'm about that. We could talk about them last. Because obviously I have the strongest opinions about the hero and the villain.
Right. Let's start with, I'm just going to go in order of top build cast on Rotten Tomatoes here after Michael B. Jordan.
So it's going to be the guy from Get Out.
No, it's Lupita Nyong'o.
Really?
Yes.
I know that name.
Yeah.
Why do I know that name?
Well, she was Nakia.
No, outside of that, like...
she's Maz. She's
Maz?
Maz from Star Wars.
Oh, yeah, that's it. Okay.
Yeah. She's also in 12 Years a Slave. She's just a brilliant actress.
Gotcha. Okay.
Anyway, Nakia, this is the love interest. I thought she was super interesting.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of opinions in this movie, right? There's Black Panther, who is like, we're just gonna maintain Wakanda for Wakanda's sake and Wakandan pride. And then there's...
Well, she doesn't want anything to do with that.
She doesn't want anything to do with that. She doesn't care so much about Wakanda. She wants to make a difference in the community. But then there's Wakabi, who is like, we need to conquer, right? He's the what? And then there's Wakabi, who is like, we need to conquer, we need to go out and rise up. There's so many...
Well, yeah, you got two clear factions here.
Well, I think there's three. You've got, we need to go out and make a difference and help people and provide aid to those. And there's, we need to go out and conquer. And there's, we need to not get involved. And I think
you're right.
T'Challa is saying, we need to not get involved.
We need to not get involved.
Vibranium will only bring harm in the long run.
And who's on his side? What's her name? The Royal Guard person.
Okoye?
Yeah. She's on his side. She wants...
Well, she will do whatever the king says.
Right.
She is on the side of the king.
But I think deep down she just wants Wakanda to be Wakanda and stay Wakanda and...
Wakanda forever!
Right. It's like, at the beginning, she obviously grows throughout the movie. They all do.
Right. But, so Nakia is of the school of thought that we are going to go out and make a positive change in the world. And we're just going to
Because that's what she's trying to do already.
Provide
she
aid.
doesn't... I'm under the impression she doesn't live in Wakanda.
She is normally not. Nakia, I really like... Because she's, she goes out there and she's doing this, like, foreign aid kind of thing, but, like, almost as, like, a renegade.
So is she a war dog?
I guess. She doesn't want to bring people into Wakanda.
No.
She wants to fix the places where they are.
Right, but, like, with the closed border.
Right.
Yeah, I guess that would make her a war dog. That wasn't fleshed out enough for me.
What is a war dog? That's not a term I'm familiar with.
They said it a bunch of times. What's his name? Njobu was a war dog.
What does that mean?
They're the people with the tattoos.
I thought all the Wakandans had the tattoos.
I don't think so. I think only the ones that leave.
Oh, that's how they...
We're just sitting here, like, pulling down our lips right now. This is great podcasting.
Great podcasting. Now we sound dumb.
Yeah, the war dogs are the people that I think they're stationed outside the country. Hang on, let me see if I can...
Well, I mean, that sounds about right. They've got spies all over the world making sure that everything's okay. The world, we know, is still under the impression that Wakanda is just a poor nation of farmers.
Right, yeah, the world is the impression, because even at the... I don't know if I'm going to go there yet.
Well, okay, real quick.
Forgot to say this.
This is a spoiler-full episode.
This is a spoiler-full episode. So, there'll be a swoop.
There'll be a swoop. Swoop! But even at the end...
And even at the end, in the post-credit scene, not to, like, get prematurely to that, but even after all of this happens, the UN is like, yeah, well, what can a nation of farmers offer the world?
I've always thought that was weird because it seemed like in Civil War, like they brought that up a few times in this movie, but it seemed like in Civil War, people knew that it was like a big deal that Wakanda was coming to the like Sokovia Accords, right?
I think it's just because they're this mysterious, like isolationist. They refuse aid, they refuse help,
and even
from any outside country, and they're coming out to like.
I just feel like the king of a country like that would not even be on the radar.
Well, they were
Natasha Romanoff.
They were in the favor of the Sokovia Accords because it was the like their people were killed in the attack with crossbones.
That's true. Their people were killed, and also the like Ulysses Claw got the vibranium for Ultron.
Right, from Wakanda.
Right.
And the world is of the impression that they were out of vibranium.
Yeah.
It was like they had the last of it.
They don't.
Howard Stark got a little bit. Ulysses Claw got a little bit.
And that's it.
And that's it.
It's not the case.
That's not the case at all. I don't know what I was saying.
Nakia, what do you think of Nakia? She's the love interest.
Yeah, the ex, I guess. They had dated previously.
They were like in love.
Involved.
Yeah. I couldn't tell why they wouldn't be.
Things happen. I mean,
yeah.
T'Challa sounds like he's been busy, and she's been busy being a spy. So,
helping the world, making a difference.
So, I mean, they got stuff going on. He's the crown prince, seeing as the only other person is Shuri, and that's not going to work.
Shuri could never be queen.
No.
It doesn't sound like a civilization which would have a queen. Like, I think they have a queen, but like...
It's just not going to be Shuri's thing either.
Well, Shuri, the queen is not obviously the sibling to the prince. It's the wife of the prince.
Right, but like, if she was the older child...
Right.
I think she would have abdicated.
Yeah, I feel like the throne in Wakanda is held... I guess it doesn't have to be. I don't know.
I'm saying even outside, whether she was eligible or not.
Right.
I don't think she would have taken it.
Shuri is supposed to be smarter than Tony Stark.
Yeah, I mean,
Smarter
I don't...
than
She built a lot.
Richards.
She built a lot of things in a lot of caves with a lot of scraps.
A lot of scrap. Shuri was able to build this in a cave.
I don't know, man. She does.
Do you think the Black Panther suit is... I think obviously moving forward, Tony Stark wears a Black Panther suit, right? That's got to be the case.
It's definitely, I think, superior to an Iron Man suit.
You think it's... Yeah, so it's better than the gold or whatever he's using in his suit.
Oh, definitely.
I mean, obviously,
definitely.
Is, but
yeah, because he's impervious to like everything.
Yeah, he can stop
it just
the
absorbs.
momentum.
Yeah, he can not only not get shot.
Bullets don't ricochet. Bullets fall.
Yeah, because all their momentum is stored in the suit for him to then go like dubstep.
Yeah, okay. I think, I agree with that.
Okay, so let's move on from Nakia.
Okay, let's get back to IMDb.
IMDb.
So Nakia's cool. I like her. I like her character. I thought she was super duper great. Denai Ogurira, and I'm sure I am absolutely butchering all of these names, even the fictional names put into the film.
Who is she or he?
Okoye.
Okoye is
the general, right?
Yeah. I don't know. I'll be honest. I got some of the names mixed up.
I'm looking at her photos.
Yeah.
She's the general.
Yeah. I got some of the names mixed up. She's a strong character, man.
Strong-willed.
She has that huge fight with
Killmonger
and all the... There's like 2 sets of Kingsguard.
Yes, there is.
There's the girls and the guys.
Yeah, there's the girls. She's the general of the elite guard, I think, and then there's
who
a
are the
much
women.
bigger army.
Yeah,
that is
led by
her boyfriend, I guess.
Yeah, her boyfriend.
Wakabi. I think that's right. Maybe not M'Baku, not Njobu, not Zuri. Yeah,
Wakabi.
Yeah, because now I'm getting into like really off the wall characters. So yeah, I like her character because she does a little bit of the fish out of the water, like Wonder Woman thing, where she shows up and she's like, "Why am I wearing a wig? This is the stupidest thing ever."
Right. She's like the lawful neutral.
Right. And she always goes with Wakanda, even when T'Challa's killed.
T'Challa's killed, and
I thought there was no way. I mean, obviously, there's no way he's dead. The movie's called Black Panther.
Yeah, no. I mean, that would have been a turn for sure. If they're just like, oh, rip T'Challa.
Right, T'Challa's dead, and Chadwick Boseman's no longer involved.
Yeah. The Black Panther is now
Killmonger.
It's now Eric Killmonger. He's an Avenger now.
Or even if it was like, if it ended with Shuri in the suit, that would have been a turn.
Right. But yeah, even when Killmonger takes the throne and she's not happy about it, she's just like, nope, I do what Wakanda needs.
Yeah.
I am sworn to stand by the throne.
Yeah, which is bonko nutso.
That's what I'm saying. She's lawful neutral.
Yeah.
She's cool though. Good character, good acting. Yeah, she does do the fish out of water thing very well. Where like T'Challa's prepared for South Korea, and what is the other one's name? I mix these two up. I keep mixing these two people up. Nakia is prepared for South Korea.
Yeah.
And she is just like,
why am I wearing this stupid outfit? Where's my spear?
Yeah.
Like,
this is probably
Speaking of that South Korea thing, there's an extremely powerful moment in that scene that tells you so much, and it's literally just them walking through. But when they walk through, and they've got all the vibranium weapons and everything, and they go through the metal detector, and the metal detector doesn't go off.
Yeah.
It's like, that tells you so much about vibranium.
Yeah.
Right? Because now you can have, in future movies, people bringing it on planes, people, doing stuff like that.
Right.
You can have, I think that That's such a powerful moment.
Well, because you think about vibranium as just being a metal.
Right.
It's not. We're shown very clearly in this movie that it is not like
it's an element.
a regular. Yeah, it's an element.
Yeah.
Even Ulysses Klaue says it. It's like it's their power. It's their tech. It's their everything. All right, who's next?
But I just want to talk about what that did for the movie. Was with the metal detector thing. It was like the movie found ways to do like vibranium is such like it can be whatever they want it to.
Right. It is not a real thing.
Right. So and it's immensely powerful,
right.
And it can create power and use power, and
it can do whatever it
can
wants.
Absorb momentum.
Yeah.
But so they did a lot of really cool things with the exposition of like what can vibranium do without sitting you down and being like vibranium can do this.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's a little bit of direct exposition with Ulysses Klaue.
Yeah.
When he talks about like what I was saying when he's like if they weave it into their clothing, it's it's ever present. It can do anything.
It is everything to them.
So we got Wakabi.
I have Everett Ross next.
Oh. Yeah, he's cool. I mean, we already know about him.
Everett Ross. Yeah, I just felt like he was underutilized. I felt like in our last episode, John was talking about if you're going to use a character just for exposition, which Everett Ross is, like, they did Korg absolutely the best. And Everett Ross is just...
He's not Korg.
He's not Korg. He's boring. He's not Korg. He's not... who was the other person you and I were talking about Ultimate Exposition?
Luis.
Luis. Yeah, he's not Luis from Ant-Man.
Right, he's just the government.
Right, he's just, this is Killmonger. We already have a file on him. This is everything about him. Like,
I mean, that was kind of funny to me, though. Is they're just like, who is this guy? And he's like, oh yeah, that's Eric Killmonger.
He's ours.
Eric, whatever.
Yeah.
He's one of us.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he's cool.
Wakabi. I felt like they didn't explain well enough that him and Okoye had a relationship. They briefly said it when they're on like their Wakandan.
They said it right at the beginning, yeah.
Yeah, with their Wakandan Apple watches.
Yeah.
Or their Wakandan Skype wristwatches.
Yeah, their
or whatever.
bracelet things.
Whatever. Yeah.
Scoop.
Yeah.
That was cool.
I thought it was like a funny thing. I thought it was funny. I thought I made a comment.
But they were.
She said, "Hello, my king. Hello, my love."
Yeah.
But I don't know. I thought that could have been like a sarcastic jab at a sibling, or like a, I don't know. To me, like I wasn't immediately sold, and I forgot about them being lovers.
I don't know.
Because then at the end when they fight each other, I was like, okay, yeah, they fight each other. But then they, had to like.
Oh, I just remembered.
Tell me again that these two are lovers.
Yeah, you're probably right. It probably could have been better said.
They could have like kissed or something on screen.
That's heavy-handed.
So
I don't know. It's not all that important to the story.
Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. It's not that
like
important.
there is something to be said there about like they're the leaders of the different groups and they end up fighting and then making up and like that's cool. But the story can hinge with or without that.
What do you think of Shuri?
Oh, she's great.
She's so funny.
Yeah.
What are those?
Yeah. She's like the only person that has any idea about the world outside Wakanda.
I don't think she is. I think she's the only person that doesn't care about Wakandan tradition.
Yeah.
Like, she is the millennial in this.
Yeah,
like,
she gives him the finger and...
Right. It's like... Because there's plenty of people. They have spies everywhere. But, like, she doesn't care about the tradition. She's like the millennial that's like... This history of tradition is stupid.
Yeah,
and there's
I've bought into there's a cooler culture going on outside in the world.
Right. But even like, yeah, and it's like a counterculture. She's a counterculturalist.
But then she's super smart. She's the tech.
The smartest person ever.
She's, who's the James Bond's guy? Q?
Q. She's the Q.
She's the Q. She gives him the gadgets. And they even have that, like, Bond exposition scene where she's just like, here's the new gadgets that you got. I made them for you since your last mission.
Yeah.
Improved on this thing. This is tight.
Yeah, and she has a super, like, if it ain't broke, still fix it mentality.
Yeah. She wants to bring Wakanda to a new place.
Yeah, she's smarter than everyone, it sounds like.
Yeah, maybe even Tony Stark.
Definitely Tony Stark.
She had some scraps, man.
She's in a cave.
She lives in a cave.
With a bunch of scraps.
Yeah, a bunch of scraps. I don't know, I liked her character. I bought into it.
I did too. I thought she was super funny. I think people were really concerned about her character being this like annoying kid, or that even a kid could be that smart. But I think she does it well. I was totally sold.
Yeah, and they clearly have a good relationship.
Yeah.
Her and T'Challa.
Yeah, where they're buddies. What do you think of T'Challa's shoes? Not his what are those shoes?
The sneakers.
But the sneakers.
She calls them sneakers.
I call them
sneakers. Oh, did you catch? I guess it was maybe like a Back to the Future reference.
Where I remember thinking about Back to the Future.
Yeah, I thought about that when she was like, I made them fully automated, like that movie from the '80s that Dad used to watch.
Yes, yeah, the movie that Dad used to watch.
Yeah,
from Back to the Future Part 2.
Yeah, with the
I laughed. I
Air
cried.
Mags.
Yeah, I thought it was funny. I'm assuming that's what she was.
I'm guessing. Like, I don't know what else that could be, but yeah, she's like, I call them sneakers.
And then, did you notice later in the movie he's walking around in the suit making noise?
Yeah,
I noticed that, and I was like, continuity.
Yeah, I guess he doesn't wear them.
Why would you not wear them?
I don't know.
Why would you not wear them always?
I don't know.
His suit is awesome.
Yeah, if she can do that technology to shoes, why can't she put that technology in the sneakers?
In everything.
Yeah. Or in the
I
suit.
made them 100% sound dampening, so.
Yeah. And he just like slammed his foot on the ground. It does nothing. That was a weird like disconnect for my brain.
My brain. It was also like when Martin Freeman started talking with an American accent. Like the
Yeah,
wires in my brain were like, what?
Not Watson, not Bilbo Baggins.
Yeah, I was like, I guess that's the thing though. Take characters from Sherlock and put them in the MCU and give them American accents.
Yeah, he's a lot better at it.
Yeah, he's way better at it than Biddly Duke Comedy Doo.
Yeah, way better at it. I'm gonna keep going down this list. I've got Winston Duke as M'Baku.
I loved M'Baku. I felt he was a little inconsistent. I couldn't tell if he was like the super serious character, but then he was making jokes and then he was serious again. I think what he was buying into the tradition and doing that, but when the tradition wasn't happening, he was funny.
Right.
He was like, so that tells you a little bit about who he is. Is like,
yeah.
He cares
He takes it seriously.
He cares about ceremony and it's important to him.
But he waits till that opportunity to like take control or whatever. Like he's not super happy about the government in Wakanda.
Yeah, but he doesn't like Killmonger either.
Yeah, he likes him less.
Well, and he also did lose to T'Challa.
Fair and square. And he was like, great, I lost, we're good.
Yeah.
When given the opportunity,
yeah,
he turns down the heart flower and gives it back to T'Challa.
Yep.
And that was cool.
That was cool. And they pride themselves so much on ceremony. It's like, they have a ton of those heart flowers. There's no reason for there to be just one Black Panther. And it's not even like the heart flower only chooses one, because there were 2 Black Panthers in this movie. Like,
but that's the thing, is like it's the mantle for the king.
Right. Like nobody would go against that sacred right.
We'll get there in a minute. I got thoughts on that stuff.
Do you think in the future somebody else?
Maybe. I don't know. Probably not.
So here's the thing, is like, I want to talk about it real quick, or maybe for a long time. So Wakanda is built on its ultimate precious metal, right?
I don't want to talk about this yet.
Okay.
I want to talk about the characters, and then we'll talk about Wakanda.
Okay.
Because that's what I'm saying.
I liked M'Baku. I thought
cool.
the gorilla tribe was really cool.
Yeah.
Are gorillas actually vegetarians? I think they are.
I don't know. Probably.
Can't imagine.
That seems about right. I mean, if they believe that, then yeah.
Because they don't eat, like, in all those nature videos, they're not like
I don't know what gorillas eat.
Eating zebras or anything. I don't know what gorillas are, apparently, either. Where are gorillas?
Jungles, I believe.
Jungles?
Yeah. Same place you find a panther.
Yeah. They in Africa?
Yeah, there's jungles in Africa.
Where's Wakanda on the map? It looked like where Congo is.
Yeah,
roughly.
like the south central.
Yeah, it's definitely not part of the part where there's Western Africa.
Yeah.
Western Africa.
Yeah.
But it's like in the... I'm not going to pretend I know African geography.
No.
I'm just going to embarrass myself.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
What'd you think of Forrest Whitaker?
I didn't even know he was in it.
What?
Yeah, I had no idea. I mean, obviously I knew when he was in it.
Uh-huh.
But like going into it, I didn't know he was cast in it.
Not a clue. He's this like spiritual leader guy.
Yeah. I also didn't think he was going to be a big deal. I was like, oh, I guess he just signed on for the role. And then he showed up and he did his thing and then he left. And then they kept like... He kept coming back as an important character and then was like an extremely important character. And I liked Forrest Whitaker. I thought he nailed it. He wasn't playing himself in the young role, though, was he? No. That was a different guy.
That was Denzel Whitaker.
His own son?
Nope, not related.
Huh. Denzel Whitaker. Man, you want to talk about a name to have if you're a black actor.
That guy is set for life. Yeah, it's like...
Which name should I choose?
Yeah. And then we got to talk about Andy Serkis.
I love Andy Serkis. Holy crap. I finished this movie, and I'm not a huge Lord of the Rings guy, but I was like, I want to go watch Andy Serkis.
So did he just bulk up like a lot?
He was bulked up in Age of Ultron.
I know, but like to me he is like a
scrawny dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I always thought.
Like I always thought he was short.
I did too. He didn't seem like particularly tall in this movie.
Yeah, he did. He seemed like a big dude.
He seemed broad.
Yeah, I don't know, but he was a cool character because he's just this reckless.
Oh well, I guess Caesar in Planet of the Apes is pretty big.
Is he Caesar?
He's Caesar.
That's what I was wondering. Like, is that actually Andy Serkis, or is he like
motion capturing
an actual human
with Andy Serkis's face?
With Andy Serkis's face.
I thought he was incredible.
They did a great job to make him look like a ridiculous South African warlord.
Yeah, he rocked that role.
Yeah,
I thought honestly, out of all the characters outside of Michael B. Jordan, I thought that Ulysses Claw was the best portrayed.
Well, I mean, Andy Serkis is clearly a time-tested,
right, excellent,
skillful actor.
Right,
he's been so many different characters with so many different inconsistent motives.
Right,
between like Gollum and Supreme Leader Snoke and Caesar and like Nikola Tesla's assistant and all kinds of stuff.
Oh yeah, The Prestige.
In The Prestige. And this role,
he's the one that tells It's an electric fence, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think those are...
Those are our main characters. That's what Wikipedia's telling me.
Yeah, I mean, there's Ramonda. I don't know who that was.
That was the mom.
Oh.
T'Challa's mom.
Gotcha. And there's Njobu, who is the uncle. But he didn't really do much. Like, he's an important character, and it was
But he's an important character, like, post-mortem.
Right. It was the weirdest episode of This Is Us, though, I've ever seen. That whole movie.
Yeah, I don't know anything about that. But.
Yeah. All of a sudden, now he's, now Randall's talking to kids in Oakland, and it's weird, man.
Oh, man. All right.
Time traveling
let's
sitcoms, but daytime
let's handle
dramas,
T'Challa.
nighttime dramas, primetime dramas. I didn't like T'Challa.
He was all right.
It
felt like compared to the character we got in Civil War, which was just this strong, single-minded, independent, like, set on his motives, set on his goals.
Almost like rebellious to the throne.
Human being, yeah.
And then he was stuck in the throne.
We got T'Challa here.
Who was almost like unsure of himself the whole time.
The whole role, and Chadwick Boseman's a great actor, but the whole role felt underperformed to me.
He played Jackie Robinson.
Yeah.
And James Brown.
Yeah, that was a strong movie.
Yeah, he's good.
Yeah.
But I just felt like...
The whole role felt underperformed to me. But I think it was intentional.
You think...
I think they're really trying to show T'Challa in this light of, like, the king, and I said this to you yesterday, the king is only as good as the people he surrounds himself with.
Yeah.
And he only has to be as strong as his strongest enemy.
Correct. And I think T'Challa also, in Civil War, he does have this sort of rebellious to the throne kind of mentality. Or at least that's what I was picking up, the vibe I was picking up.
Because he's not the king yet.
He's not the king, and I don't think he ever, we know that he doesn't see the possibility of his father dying.
Right.
Like, he's preparing to be king, but he's not preparing for when he will be
he's
king.
a lot like Simba.
Yeah. Well, hold on. Simba is the worst, okay?
Right, but it's like he's this future king that's kind of left sort of to do whatever he wants to learn the role and everything. And there's a big difference between the skill set necessary for a great fighter and a skill set necessary for a great leader.
Oh, for sure.
And T'Challa is not necessarily as equipped as he needs to be to handle the second role. You can tell he's kind of out of his element.
And then he loses the fighting thing.
Right, when he first sits down and he's just like, advisory council, advise me.
Right. And then like Ulysses Claus in South Korea.
And everybody's like, don't go get him. And he's like, I'm gonna go get him. Namaste. Nama go.
And I just felt like T'Challa was... They needed to... Like, Black Panther is insanely powerful.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
yeah.
He could take a tank to the chest and be like, okay, what's next?
There are characters that could defeat him, but as far as, like... And I said this before. As far as, like, ground-based, hand-to-hand combat kind of MCU characters.
Oh, I think he would really only run into an issue, of course, with, like, Scarlet Witch and Vision and...
Doctor Strange
and Thor.
Maybe.
Well, I was watching some MCU Thor, maybe. Well, pre-Ragnarok Thor, I think he would have a...
Pre-Ragnarok Thor, he
would have a fighting chance.
He would crush.
Yeah, but post-Ragnarok
Because he would just call Thor out on some kind of like, oh, Thor, you're a pussy, you don't want to fight me hand-to-hand? And Thor would be like, all right, screw this hammer.
I'm not Thor, Lord of Hammers.
But yeah, post-Ragnarok Thor, I don't know. That's going to be a tough one.
Yeah, but I think if he fought Iron Man...
He could easily beat Iron Man. He could crush Captain America.
Yeah, because he can just slice his throat.
Yeah, you made this... You were like, pretty sure Cap could beat Black Panther in Civil War. And I was like, nope. And I am correct.
I think it would be a decent fight.
Nah. Anything Cap can do, the suit's just going to be like...
Okay, what's next?
And then he's just going to rip the shield in half.
I don't think he can rip the shield in half. I don't think vibranium can cut vibranium. Well, it must be.
Yeah, and he is clearly shown as being the only person that can damage the shield.
Yeah, which is cool.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure Thanos is going to get his own amount of vibranium.
Boop! Just snap.
Right. T'Challa would destroy Ant-Man, would destroy Falcon.
But, like, thing I had with T'Challa in this movie is that it is called Black Panther. But, like, he's barely the Black Panther in this movie. Like, he maybe spends 20 minutes out of 2 hours and 15 minutes in the suit.
I can't believe they can take the power away. I thought for sure when they were like, with this potion, you will lose the power of the Black Panther.
Maybe.
Sure.
Yeah.
But I thought for sure if that worked, and it looked like it did, because he almost lost in the battle against M'Baku. That instead of, like, usurping the throne, he would just take his power away and then kill him.
Yeah, but nope.
He usurped the throne.
Yeah, it takes care.
I guess he does take his power away and kill him. But, like, I figured he would take his power away, get the power for himself, and kill him.
Yeah.
What do you think? There's some parallels. We're not at the villain yet, so I'll wait on that. T'Challa. Yeah, he's underacted. He's so...
The movie's not about him.
No, it's about...
Everyone else. Yeah. Literally everyone else.
Yeah.
It's like he's got these different characters that play different parts of his personality and who he has to be.
Right.
That, like, this movie, beyond the first few scenes, doesn't need him.
Well, I mean, he wins the fight at the end. But even at the end, the fight between him and Killmonger is like...
Nobody wins that fight.
Right, and it's almost less interesting than the fight between Okoye
absolutely.
And...
because they're just, like, they're scrapping a little bit, and they can't hurt each other in between trains coming through.
Right.
And then Killmonger pretty much kills himself.
I know, I think it's an important... distinction that Black Panther will kill if necessary.
Right, but it's like his weapon that he brought out that goes into his own, isn't it? It's his weapon, right?
He picks it up.
Yeah.
And then T'Challa takes it and throws it in the air.
Right.
And then it lands on him.
Yeah, and then...
Well, that just shows T'Challa's resourceful.
Yeah, for sure. But it's like Killmonger pretty much beats himself.
This is an interesting distinction with characters whose suits kind of make the hero.
Yeah.
Is that, like, Black Panther without the suit is still one of the best martial artists in the world.
Yeah, because he's got the strength of the Black Panther.
Right.
The suit just helps him not get shot.
Right. But even without the, like, if he takes the potion to lose his power, like, he's still a force to be reckoned with.
Right, but he doesn't have super strength. He doesn't have...
Right, but I would say he's on par with Hawkeye.
Oh, yeah, probably. Hawkeye could just... Ship!
Right.
Zoom, shot.
You can catch him. He's fast.
Nah.
Well, I guess with the potion that he is.
Without the potion... if Hawkeye could shoot that alien ship, look in the other direction, just... pew!
Well, he shot the helicarrier looking the other direction. But no, he shot an alien ship as well.
in Avengers.
Yeah. But also...
I killed 11 things. I brought 11 arrows.
They make the distinction that, like, Cap asks Tony, take the suit off and what are you? And he's like, genius, billionaire, playboy, philanthropist. And, like, T'Challa, take the suit off and what are you? It's like, king of Wakanda, the most powerful nation in the world.
Yeah.
And, like, Scott Lang, take the suit off and what are you?
Master thief.
Master thief. That's about it.
Yeah.
So I think that's an interesting distinction with, like, the suited characters. Like, I don't know. I think it's...
Oh, if you take him out of the suit, yeah. T'Challa wins.
Yes, because...
if you had a hand-to-hand fight between Tony Stark, Scott Lang, and T'Challa, just done.
Yeah, T'Challa wins. Yeah. Although I think Scott Lang would shoot.
Probably.
I think Scott Lang would shoot both.
Yeah. If they were like, hey, we're going to take your daughter, he'd be like,
yeah.
Done. All right, let's talk about Killmonger.
He's the king of the movie.
Yeah.
He is Michael B. Jordan. After this, already is one of the greatest black actors alive.
It was the best It was the best acting in the movie, but the weakest writing.
Yeah.
His dialogue just wasn't there for me.
He wasn't allowed to do more.
Right. I was most concerned about Michael B. Jordan coming into this movie more than anything else.
He doesn't look like a bad guy.
No.
He did look like a bad guy.
And like
he looks scary.
Because he was in...
What are those little bulbs on his body?
So he was in Fantastic Four, and he was terrible, and it was terrible.
Was he Human Torch?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought that dude was shorter.
No, that's Michael B. Jordan.
Huh.
I've seen him in a few things that I just wasn't crazy about his acting.
Oh, I think he was by far the best actor in this movie.
And so I was worried. I was like, we're going to make Michael B. Jordan the villain of this huge movie. All right. And then as soon as he got on screen, I was just like, okay, we're good.
I'm in.
As soon as he started talking.
I've bought in.
I was just like, yep,
game.
We're cool. All good. The bumps are scars. Like brands.
Like he brands himself?
Each time he kills somebody. They says that.
I know, but...
It made me uncomfortable. It's like hard to look at.
Do you think people who sympathize with his message will do that to themselves?
Hope not. Hope they don't go kill people and then brand themselves.
And people do like the teardrop tattoo.
Yeah, that's reprehensible.
Yeah, it's awful. Yeah. But killing people is awful.
But like, I'm really hoping there aren't just kids out here that are like, I want to be like Killmonger and go brand themselves.
I don't think they will. I'm hoping not.
It'd be terrible. I didn't even think about that. But yeah, no, Michael B. Jordan knocked this part out of the park.
Yeah, he's so cool.
Yeah,
and like I've never understood wearing saggy pants. I've never
he
thought
looked
it looked good.
So, he looked so cool.
He looked so
with the glasses
cool.
and the denim jacket.
Yeah, and the saggy pants. I was like, holy crap!
He looks like he walked in the art museum looking like a guy that has money.
A guy that has money but is against high society.
Yeah, like new money, like one of these rappers.
Yeah,
like I would have thought he was like Future.
Or The Weeknd.
Yeah,
he's got the same haircut.
No,
kinda.
The Weeknd has like a lot of.
A lot. I don't know how their hair works.
But yeah, you learn a lot of things about Michael B. Jordan pretty quickly about his character in this movie. In that, like, you can see he's got that thing with that girl, like the girl who helped him get away, and
oh yeah.
They got up in the ambulance, they're like making out, and then he just, without hesitation, just shoots her in the face.
Yeah, he's
10 minutes later.
Oh, you're in the way of my my goal. Bye.
Yeah, and he just cuts Ulysses Claw down in cold blood.
Yep.
to bring his body back to Wakanda to get himself in the door.
Just nuts.
And you see him walk in there, and he's just like, I'm here for the throne, obviously.
It's my right.
It's my right. It's like, I have as much right to it as you do.
I feel like, as much as they value ceremony, obviously, I don't know how their ceremonies work, but I feel like what irked me just a little bit was that he was able to make a claim for the throne and challenge him after the challenge phase was like over. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's okay and it's fine. It works well. It's needed for the movie because you have to have M'Baku come back later.
Yeah. But I mean, I don't think Chadwick or T'Challa had to accept it based on the rules of their ceremony. It's like I don't think he had to.
That's some pride right there that he would even accept the challenge. Granted, T'Challa was like, "Oh crap, my dad is a liar. Okay, everything I've ever known and loved is wrong."
Right, but it seems like that they place this value on like anyone can be king as long as you're of royal blood.
Of one of the 5 tribes.
Right.
Yeah.
You're the royal blood of one of the 5 tribes. So by that rule, yeah, he could, I guess, challenge for the throne any time.
So do you think if M'Baku won, it would still be the Black Panther, or would it be like the Black Gorilla?
I guess that's up to him.
I think it's still
because he doesn't believe in the Panther goddess.
I think he does, doesn't he?
M'Baku?
Yeah.
No, that was the whole thing. Is he didn't buy into it. They were the gorilla guys. Believe in the gorilla god.
All right, where were we? What were we talking about? Killmonger. Michael B. Jordan deserves the Heath Ledger Award for this one.
Nah, that ain't that good. People are already saying, like, oh, it's better than Heath Ledger's Joker. Not by a long shot. Not even close.
I think he acted it as well.
Nah.
I think...
Nah.
Maybe not. You gotta revisit Dark Knight every so often.
Yeah, that's an important movie.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd even say he's the best villain in the series.
He is.
I don't know about that.
Who is better?
It's between him and Vulture.
Vulture?
Yeah.
So you think Loki just don't even...
Well, okay, so they're similar villains in my mind. Him and Vulture.
It's like
because it's a family thing, and it's the 2 villains where it's like you look at it, you look at their motive, you look at how they got started into being a villain thing, and you kind of look at it and you're like, yeah, okay, I can see that.
Right. Like when you look at Loki, it's like you're just this way because you're literally the god of
like,
mischief.
Yeah, Killmonger wants to become king and whatever, and he's like, it's my right. And I'm like, good point. Good point. Got a point. They're also the 2 that get like a redemption ending.
Well, Killmonger's dead.
Right, but they make up before that. Before he dies.
Right.
Like, he talked about all he ever wanted to do was see a Wakandan sunset.
Yeah, and T'Challa explains to him, like, you know, we can heal you, we can... all that, and then Killmonger was like, well, you're just going to put me in prison, and it's better to die a hero, or better to die for what you believe in than live a slave.
Which I don't think they need to put him in prison, honestly. He didn't really do anything wrong.
You absolutely have to put him in prison.
Why?
What do you mean you don't have to put him in
prison? He didn't do anything wrong. You don't put M'Baku in prison.
Well, he went through the ceremony without winning the fight. And he burned
That's not his fault.
And he burned all the heart-shaped flowers.
That was weird. Yeah. That was the one, like, moment where I was like, oh, I can't get with your character anymore.
It's a pride thing, right?
Yeah.
Because, like... If he was at all like Justin Hammer, he would have been like, "Oh, we're just gonna make an army of these Black Panthers."
Yeah, well, it's not even that. It's like you don't even want your own kid to be Black Panther. It's like you want to be the last Black Panther,
right? But like what he could have done very easily is been like, "Okay, well, I know how to control. Like I've worked for the CIA, who knows how to control the Winter Soldier, and I have a bunch of these heart-shaped herbs.
Yeah,
I know where the Winter Soldier is.
Right, he's here.
Right, maybe." Maybe I make something that can kill everybody.
Maybe we make the Black Winter.
Yeah, Black Soldier.
The Winter Panther.
The Winter Panther. Snow Leopard.
Oh man, it was a good character. Like I said, great character. I'm not upset with Michael B. Jordan's portrayal as Eric Killmonger.
No, it was awesome.
Yeah, it was sick.
Best
part of the movie.
I found myself like sad that he died because that means we don't get any more.
Right, and that's what I'm talking about with him and Vulture, is you get the redemption of it.
But we do get more Vulture.
Right, what I'm saying though is you can like the character at the end of it.
Right. Oh, I don't like him. Like I don't want him to come back as a good guy. I want him to come back as a villain again.
Right, but like you could like the character.
Right.
He apologizes for his crimes.
Right. It's not like
they make up. Him and T'Challa make up.
Yes.
Let's talk about Wakanda for a minute or several.
Yeah, we got plenty of minutes.
Yeah.
Wakanda's a cool place, man.
Wakanda is a cool place. They sold it in this movie. Like the whole thing. It's like I believed that it was a place.
The El Dorado.
Yeah, that was the first thing I thought actually when they flew over the thing. I was like, this looks like that El Dorado movie.
Love that movie.
The road down.
El Dorado, the magnificent.
When I worked at the dealership, we had like 6 DVDs, and that was one of them. And it would just like a kid would watch it, and then it would just play that song over and over again on the title screen. My desk was right next to where like the kids area was.
On the trail we blaze.
Elton John, man. What a film.
Oh, what a classic.
I watched that like very recently.
It's super good.
It is.
What you're sold on Wakanda. You think if you
I'm sold on
fly
Wakanda.
over
Like I think they did
the right part of Africa.
No, I don't think it's
There-
there. But like for a minute I believe I was like, is this a place? Am I missing something here? Because like they did it well enough selling the whole backstory. The whole mythos, all of the ceremony, all that stuff.
Oh, for sure. And what's great is, like, you know, people can come in all they want and say, well, that's not how real traditional African ceremonies work. And it's like, well, this is not a real traditional
I haven't
African...
seen anybody saying that.
I haven't either. I don't know anything about that.
Like-
But I don't know anything about it is the thing.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know anything about traditional African ceremonies.
From what I've seen so far on social media, because I've scrolled through a bunch of the hashtags and everything, and it's like a lot of people just being really happy that the time and energy was taken to representing these African traditions.
Correct.
In like a proper way, and like they felt like the costuming was accurate, it was on point to all of these different African nations. They felt like the traditions made sense in their respective contexts for the first time pretty much ever in like a Hollywood movie.
Like a blockbuster.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like a $200 million in one
In a
weekend,
$200 million in a movie that cost $200 million to make.
Right.
So a lot of people are really excited and really happy about that.
I'm really excited and really happy about it.
And you can't take that away from anybody. It's like they did an incredible job.
Yeah, the costuming is insanely cool.
Right, and it's even something I've noticed because like you look at National Geographic and like pictures of people in Africa, and you look at movies like about Africa made by white people in America.
Right.
It's like you kind of get it.
Right. You're on the
right track, but it's clear that you just picked whatever you think looks air quote African.
Right. What also I've loved is since the movie came out in the original premiere in the real world, guys like Chadwick Boseman and Michael B. Jordan and guys like that are like showing up at all these premieres and things in like Wakandan outfits.
Yeah.
And like I'm okay with that moving forward. If at the Oscars Michael B. Jordan shows up in like a pseudo Wakandan outfit,
yeah,
that's okay.
Yeah, for sure.
Like I think that might be what the coolest part of it is.
Oh, absolutely. It's just the whole...
Well, I can't show up in a Wakandan outfit.
No. No. Because like we talked about earlier, this movie's not for us.
Right.
It's not about us. It's not for us.
It's not a celebration for us.
No. And that's something that... And I'm just gonna say this. This is something that a lot of white people have trouble with, especially these days. Is like everybody's... There's a lot of... And these are the people that are negatively reviewing it on... The same people that are negatively reviewing it on Rotten Tomatoes. Are the people that are being like, I don't feel included.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. I want to ask you this question.
Yeah.
Do you see a cause for a negative review of this movie? Like, could you approach it at an angle that you give this movie a negative review that has nothing to do with race?
No.
I'm trying to think, like...
Absolutely not. I have...
Like, is there something wrong with the character development or with...
I have 2 criticisms about this movie, total, that I've been able to find.
I mean, I feel like if you don't like superhero movies, you could very easily walk into this and be like, vibranium's too powerful, this movie's stupid.
I don't think you could, honestly. Because the backstory's good enough that it sells it.
Yeah. And even if you're like, vibranium's too powerful, you still think Shuri's hilarious.
Yeah.
You still think,
Like, there are 2 things from, like, a meta level that I didn't love about this movie. And that was one, that I just don't think the actual script was there for Michael B. Jordan, for Killmonger. And the other is I felt like the main conflict in the movie was just a little small.
Well, it has to be small.
I don't think so. I felt like they could have gone a different way with it. And granted, it would have been a different movie to some extent.
I think it has to be small.
I don't know.
You got to go and do, like an underground spy scene in South Korea. And because if it's big, then at the end when he's like, Wakanda is now willing to share its resources with the world.
No, I'm not talking about the South Korea thing. I'm talking about like the actual, like the whole plot of the movie boils down to these 2 cousins like fighting each other.
I think that's a good story, though.
It's not a bad story. It just felt, for the movie that the scale it was, it felt a little bit small. And this is a minor criticism. This is the biggest criticism I have about the movie, and it's a very minor criticism.
I don't know. I think it's a cool take on like a king's right and how the fate of an entire nation rests on the shoulders of 2 feuding cousins.
For sure.
I think that's a cool story.
But it's a much.
That's what Game of Thrones is, isn't it? I think.
Yeah, but it's much more drawn out over. Game of Thrones is a lot less epic. It doesn't smack you with it all at one time.
I've heard it does.
Not
I've heard
really.
They poured gold down a guy's throat.
It's on his head, but
whatever.
Yeah. Crownful King. That's Aquaman pouring it on his head.
And he's in the brother's blood or whatever from Doctor Who.
Oh yeah. Brother of Mine.
Brother of Mine.
Yeah, that guy.
Sister of Mine.
Yep. That's gold poured on his head. It's like episode 6.
I know that he was in talks for being the Doctor while we're just going all over the place real quick.
Really?
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Well, that's one of the
But
best
no,
episodes.
this movie is just such an epic movie.
Yeah.
Like, the scale of the movie is enormous.
Yeah, it's $200 million.
Right.
Well spent.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I feel like that almost feels cheap for, like, creating this country.
It didn't just create this country. It has, 17 movies to build off of?
Yeah.
And take characters from and grow off of. It took a minor character from Age of Ultron and another minor character from Age of Ultron and literally ignores everybody else.
Yeah, there's no, like, big Avengers cameo.
Right.
Like, Captain America doesn't show up and help out with the fight.
Well, there's a huge Avengers cameo in the end credit scene.
Huge is a stretch.
I mean, he has a titled movie and is, like, the main villain in, like, 2 movies.
He doesn't have a titled movie.
It's called The Winter Soldier.
Yeah, but it's not about, like... It's not The Winter Soldier. It's Captain America, The Winter Soldier. He's a subtitled movie at best.
Yeah, that's foreshadowing. Captain America, the Winter Soldier, because guess what? Guess who the next Captain America is?
I hope not.
I freaking hope so. I
I'm
love
so
me.
over Bucky Barnes.
I love me some Sebastian
If there is
Stan.
one thing, brief pause on the Black Panther thing, if there's one thing I'm excited for from taking an extended break from Marvel for over 2 months, I don't have to talk about Bucky Barnes.
It's barely over 2 months. It's 75
It's
days.
over 2 months.
76 days between releases.
That's a longer break. Comes out May 5th.
Yeah.
That's the entire month of March, the entire month of April. I don't have to talk about Bucky Barnes.
I can't believe you don't like Bucky Barnes.
I don't like Bucky Barnes. I've just watched 17 Marvel movies in a row. And I'm still not sold on Bucky Barnes.
You just need to watch a different Sebastian Stan movie, and you'll be totally
No,
sold.
I don't. That's the thing.
You need to invest more time in Seabass Stan.
No, I don't, because I'm basing my opinion on the character off what I'm given in the movies.
I'm a Stanatic. I'm all
Get
in.
out of here.
I'm all in.
Leave.
I follow him on Instagram.
Do you really?
I do.
Wow.
I do. I follow him. I follow a bunch of the Marvel people on Instagram. Not all of them, because there's like 200, but...
Anyway, but everything you said about negative about Spider-Man and like, this relies too much on Tony Stark, I hated it because I hate Tony Stark. Tony Stark.
I don't hate
All
Tony
that
Stark.
stuff.
I love Tony Stark.
None of that existed in this movie.
None of it.
And they still spent $200 million on it.
Yeah, they spent $200 million and they didn't have to give 50 of that to Robert Downey Jr.
Right. Like, I'm sure Chadwick Boseman made a lot of money,
I'm sure Michael B. Jordan made a lot of money.
but I don't think either of them made Robert Downey Jr. money.
No, I think they can ask for it in the future.
It depends on how long their contracts are. Well, it depends on how long Chadwick Boseman's contract is with Marvel.
I mean, they can very easily just, Killmonger had a twin.
I don't think they're going to do that.
Michael B. Jordan
I
without
don't think they're going
brands
to
all
do
over
that.
his body.
I can't see that happening.
I mean, they can do whatever they want, like, or they can just revive him or something. They can use like the Time Stone and
You were too stuck on the Time Stone.
it can do literally anything.
Yeah, but I don't think they're gonna let it do that.
I think-
This is your whole argument. You're like, the timeline doesn't have to make sense because they have the Time Stone. I don't think that's the case. I don't think they're just moving things around in time.
I don't think so either. But I think all I'm saying is Doctor Strange gives them is the get out of jail free card.
Oh, for sure.
Like,
For sure. All right, well, let's talk a little bit about the plot of this movie. We haven't done that yet.
we haven't?
No.
Oh.
We talked about characters and our feelings about Wakanda.
Wakanda forever!
So, the first scene. This movie started like... I didn't know it was happening yet.
I didn't either. It didn't say like there's no
I thought it was another trailer.
opening credits at all.
Yeah, no, I thought it was another trailer.
Yeah.
It was just like, and then I realized it was somebody talking in like an African accent. And I was like, if I wasn't seeing Black Panther right now, and I didn't know I was seeing Black Panther right now, like I would have just thought this was in the trailer.
This first scene is brilliant.
Oh, yeah.
Because at the end of Civil War, you're like, well, Black Panther is ultra cool and strong and powerful and can do anything and is going to just wreck face against anybody who ever fights him. And this first scene, the first thing they do is like, he's human. He has a crush on a girl.
Oh, even before that.
What do you mean before that?
This is the whole intro scene.
Yeah, where she says, don't freeze.
That's not the intro scene.
Oh, what's the intro scene then?
The thing with the talking in the sand and the
Yeah.
and then they go back to Oakland or whatever.
Oh, you're right. I can't just sit down and watch this movie. I mean, I can, thanks Movie Pass, but there's a lot of theaters that are still sold
Yeah,
out.
Wikipedia says right here, centuries ago, 5 African tribes went to war with a meteorite of the alien metal vibranium. That's the first scene.
Oh.
Is they get that whole direct voiceover exposition thing.
Right, like beat you over the face with it.
Yeah, like Thor.
Yeah.
But I liked it this time. I felt like it wasn't like somebody was exposing something to me. I felt like I was being told a story.
Yeah, you were being given the...
Like somebody was sitting next to me going, let me tell you about Wakanda.
Oh, so you want to hear another story, eh?
Oh, Jesus Christ. No, I don't, Marcus. B button to skip cinematic.
Well.
I've seen this story dozens of times.
Well, I can't even think what he says now.
Because I skip over it every time.
I think what we should do...
That scene, where, like, they're, it's all the sand stuff.
Yeah.
Which is cool. It's like an
I
animated...
hate sand.
It's everywhere. It's coarse. But it's like the, what's the thing from, the Three Brothers thing from Harry Potter?
Yeah.
That scene.
Yeah, it's like that. Or it's like the good exposition in Ragnarok. Or the good exposition in Wonder Woman. It's all like that.
I still haven't seen Wonder Woman.
Oh, you're missing out.
But
It's been long enough since you've watched the first Avenger that you can watch Wonder Woman and just not even realize that it's like shot for shot the same.
no, but I like it when they use things that aren't like, what are you talking about in Ragnarok?
When she's explaining, when Hela is explaining to Scourge the history of Ragnarok.
Oh no, that's completely different.
Okay.
I'm talking about like these kind of scenes where it's like there's a voiceover, there's a story going on, but it's using some like non-human,
It's using like a
different
texture.
medium. Yeah, I just think it was really cool. It looked really cool. I liked it like aesthetically.
Yeah,
and I just
was-
felt like I was being told a story. It was
It
cool.
was super cool. It was really pretty. The movie
Yeah.
altogether was extremely pretty.
They used an extreme amount of color, and I loved it.
Yeah, that's like the African tribe thing, right?
Yeah,
I guess.
but like that's not until like. Yeah, Ragnarok was like that, but like a lot of these Marvel movies, especially for a while, were like super washed out.
Ant-Man had kind of Roth color. It is.
Ant-Man was
Ant-Man was a little dingy. The next one.
Ant-Man
really
was very
colorful.
dingy.
Next one looks really colorful.
Yeah.
Big old Pez dispenser.
It's the only thing I can remember from the trailer is Michael Douglas zapping the building down and picking it up the handle and rolling away with it, and then the big Pez dispenser.
It looks so good. I like. We could do a whole episode on how excited I am for Ant-Man and the Wasp.
But then we get the exposition of Njobu and T'Chaka and them being in
Oakland.
Oakland, yeah. So was it supposed to be Forrest Whitaker that's living with him, or the
Yeah,
other guy?
Zuri.
Okay, yeah, okay. I thought so.
Yeah, he's got the lazy eye.
Yeah, and they picked a different black actor with weird looking eyes
Yeah.
to play Forrest Whitaker's
Denzel Whitaker.
young son. That's so weird that person
What a
is
lucky
not related.
name. What a lucky
That
name.
guy is gonna end up playing Forrest Whitaker in a
like a
Forrest
biopic.
Whitaker biopic. So,
Plot. We've made it through one scene. Well, I made it through like the first like 3 scenes. All the establishing shots.
yeah, all the first exposition.
Yeah.
Here's what the backstory is. Okay, and now now T'Chaka's dead.
Yeah. We knew that happened. T'Chaka's dead.
So what's T'Challa's kid gonna be named?
T'Challa. No, T'Chama.
Chama.
T'Chama.
Why T'Chama?
KLMABCDEFGHIJKLM.
wow.
T'Chaka.
Yeah, you're right.
T'Challa. T'Chama.
K and L are right next to each other.
Correct.
I was thinking about it, and in my mind, like K is near the beginning of the alphabet, and L is like at the end.
I would have thought the other way around. To me, L is an early letter. This is a weird. How did we?
So T'Chama. Do you think that's been the whole line? T'Cha.
T'Chama. T'Chacha. T'Chada. Chaya. T'Chada. T'Chaya.
T'Chafa.
T'Chaga.
T'Chaga.
What is that from?
T'Chaha. T'Chaka. T'Chala.
T'Chaka. T'Chala.
T'Chama. T'Chana. T'Chapa.
You left out.
Get-
Oh, T'Chawa.
Get to T'Chapa.
So anyway,
Hang on. Now this is podcast.
join us next week. We'll talk about the Phantom Menace.
So T'Chaka. That's how we got on that.
That right?
T'Chaka. T'Chaka.
T'Chaka is dead because of a bomb that goes off in
4 movies ago.
yeah, it's been a while. But
Yeah,
we knew it
he
was
blew
gonna-
up in the United Nations. No. Yes.
Get down!
He blew up somewhere. Helmut Zemo killed him while he's dressed as Bucky Barnes. Because apparently, they needed more reason to want to arrest Bucky Barnes, the murderer. Whatever.
Killer of Howard Stark.
Yeah. And so we get this whole thing of T'Challa becoming the new king.
It's a process.
Yeah, they run us through the whole process, which is cool. They weren't just like, oh, you're king now.
Right. It wasn't just like they could have done just like a shot of like putting a crown on him or whatever, or putting a
Right.
necklace on.
Yeah, the necklace. There's no crown.
Yeah, well, the necklace is the costume, is the symbol of the Black Panther.
Yeah, because that matters more than king.
Do you think people are going to wear the necklace? I think they will.
Oh, yeah.
I think that you'll see a lot
Yeah,
of
for sure.
prominent.
Oh, when
black
I went
men
to the
and
theater
women.
to see this, there were like 7 people like in full Black Panther costume.
Really?
Just running around. Yeah.
That's cool. I mean, you can't wear masks in public. Sorry.
Oh, they
But-
were. Well, they were in the movie theater. And they were like taking pictures of people and stuff too.
Right.
Like cosplaying.
Right.
Which is cool. There was also legitimately... Oh, I got the last seat.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you buy it on Movie Pass or did you buy it?
Yeah, I just went in there.
I can't believe it was available.
I was like, oh, I'm done with what I need to do. I can go see it tonight. Instead of having to waste time Saturday morning. I'm like, I'm gonna go see it now. And there was like a 9:30, a 10, a 10:15, a 10:30, and 11. I was like, I'll get in one of these.
I'll sit here and drink beer until it happens.
So I went there and I pulled up the thing and it was there was one ticket left.
Wow.
For like all the things were grayed out. There was one seat left for the 9:30 because I have to pick it on the little kiosk thing.
Right.
And so I got it with my Movie Pass and just went and saw it.
I paid for it with my own money.
Yep.
Because I bought it on Tuesday.
I turned around like in the middle of it and I was like, there's one other white dude in here, which was cool. Like I to some extent expected that, but like I was glad that it happened.
Yeah, I
did
not have that experience. I live in a city that just doesn't have the diversity that
right.
does.
Yeah, I live in a very diverse area.
Yeah.
And like these people made the effort to go say like I'm gonna see this movie as soon as I can.
Yeah.
And that's so cool that like so many people are that excited about it.
Yeah. I tweeted about it the other day. There was a girl.
Yeah.
I quoted a tweet. I was just going through the hashtags and everything, and I saw this tweet. I'm going to pull it up right now because I think it's important just to kind of recognize the kind of excitement that people had about this movie that, like, I just don't get for anything. Like, I think the last time I was that excited about, like, the release of content was, like, Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, the book.
The book, yeah.
Yeah.
I went to, like, the midnight release at Barnes & Noble, and everybody was dressed up.
Right. White people.
Yeah. Well, and we've seen a lot of people being like, this is the black people's Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Like, y'all shut up and let us have this.
Yeah. So
it's
yeah,
like y'all went out you go out to the premieres in your wizard robes, looking like idiots. We're gonna go out in our celebratory gear and our Black Panther costumes and look like idiots.
and we're gonna do it.
And we're gonna do it, yeah. And that's so cool.
But listen, I mean, it's actually what this says is, I woke up and I'm so excited. I woke up thrice since 4 a.m. LOL. I'm about to wash and moisturize my hair, iron my Wakanda attire, and don it. Feels like the first day of Hogwarts. I am so gosh darned excited. Hashtag Black Panther, hashtag Wakanda forever, hashtag oh my god.
Don't say that.
And I think that's so cool. Like, the fact that like an entire race of people gets to celebrate this and be a part of it.
That's so cool.
And created it. And anybody who's pointing to like, well, Stan Lee, a white guy, invented this character, it's like, okay, well, don't be that guy.
Nobody's saying that.
Right.
I saw a couple people in the weeks leading up to it and been like, I don't know why they let Stan Lee make a cameo. And other black people being like, can you shut up? Like, he invented the character for you.
Yeah.
Like, let the man, it's a thing, let him have a cameo.
He had a good cameo, too.
Yeah, it was cool.
A good long cameo.
It was cool.
He had like 3 or 4 lines.
It wasn't Ragnarok level.
He didn't cut Thor's hair.
He wasn't a watcher.
He didn't cut T'Challa's hair.
T'Challa's hair was sick.
You like T'Challa's hair?
There was a lot of sweet hairstyles in this movie.
Yeah.
Like, M'Baku had the sides of his head just like completely shaved.
Yeah.
I was like, that looks sick.
Yeah, there was definitely some great hair in this movie.
Yeah.
There was even like the girl who had there were like braids or dreads or whatever.
Yeah.
And then at the bottom it was like all frayed out.
Yeah.
She was on the council. I don't know if she said anything, but you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, for sure. Well, and that's just, that is truly something that you and I can't understand. It's like there's been a lot, and that's what I've seen so much, just like I said on social media since this movie came out, is people being like, my daughter was so excited to see this movie because there's a princess that looks like her. And like there's a superhero that looks like me, and there's people in the power of the government that look like me, and there's people that
and what's crazy about that is like and I, like, of course Captain America looks like me.
And you and I grew up specifically in the Disney animated like golden age.
Yeah.
They were pumping out another like princess movie every single year.
Right, and the only African princess was literally a lion.
Yeah. and so we just grew up inundated by it in a way that like I know that some people didn't feel like this, but I almost got annoyed by it at a certain point. I was like, okay, I'm over this, guys. Like, we get it. Princesses are white people!
Well, I mean, there was plenty of princesses of color. I don't want to discredit that. There was, Tiana and Pocahontas and Mulan, who were all...
For sure. But it was the same. There's still this whole group of people that you're missing.
Right.
Not Tiana necessarily. That was a different...
But that also came out when we were in, like, high school.
That was pretty recent, yeah.
It was the last hand-drawn.
Right.
And then since then, we've gotten, 3D animated, all about white princesses, right?
Moana's not white.
Moana. That's what I'm missing. She's, like, American.
Moana. Make way! Make way!
Moana. I love that movie. But you've got, Rapunzel and Elsa.
But like, I think that was and maybe this is my shame that I could put on the table. Like, seeing this reaction to it is the first time that I've ever thought about that in this particular context of like, because I always think about when I think about superhero movies is like they're supposed to be for everyone,
right? But then you look at it and it's like, well, let's see. Okay, so Captain America is like a poor white kid from Brooklyn, but he's a poor white kid,
and yeah, you gave him a sidekick who's black, but he's like a sidekick,
right? He's very clearly a sidekick,
right? It's like Falcon's not gonna get his own movie.
He's also not the ideal sidekick of Captain America. Like he's not the one that he would choose.
Right.
He would choose Bucky Barnes.
Right.
A jock white kid.
Well, and let's be real, like, Steve Rogers in the 40s probably wasn't all that crazy about black people.
Probably not, you know, that just wasn't the culture
like, it's
back
something
then.
that they've glossed over, but, like, I feel like Steve would have had more of a problem with Sam Wilson, with taking orders from Nick Fury.
I don't know. I mean, I'm sure when you wake up from the ice, you're like, okay, I'm just going to start accepting everything.
Probably, but it's like, man, I don't know. But, like...
One of the Howling Commandos was Asian.
Yeah, but... Yeah. That guy that y'all didn't remember last week.
I remembered. Jim
Morita. You were both like, because I edited the episode, you're both like, I don't know, that's a little bit of a stretch. And I'm like, it's the same actor!
It is the same actor. I think what he was going for was the same actor playing a completely different character. I know it is a different character. It's like a grandchild. But, and I actually can't think of an example of that within the MCU.
I couldn't either.
I can think of actors being replaced, but I can't think of, like...
I have no idea what he's talking about.
Like, Sherbatsky wasn't like a reporter in Iron Man, and then Maria Hill.
No.
Like...
But yeah, so that was the first time I thought about in this context that, like, maybe superheroes aren't all-inclusive as much as I thought they were, or these superhero movies.
Well, and the fact that there are 17 movies in this series, now 18, and in the 18th, they had to bring in an entire culture that, like, nobody had ever even seen on camera before. You know?
Right.
Like, that to me is incredible.
Yeah. And I don't think it could have been done better.
No, it was perfect. I would have given Killmonger.
But
he does straight up kill somebody.
Yeah. That's
and then kills another villain.
That's something I've been wanting for so long in the MCU. Is just these like hardline consequences.
Yeah.
Like Ulysses Klaue is dead.
Yeah, we've seen his dead body.
Yeah. Like he ain't coming back.
I wish he would.
Like there was no like, oh, he was killed by accident. He caught a stray bullet. You know, saved me or whatever. No, just bam, done.
I mean, Quicksilver's dead.
That's what I'm talking about.
He didn't catch a stray bullet. He caught 40 bullets.
Right, but it's like, it's a hero's death. It's like he was trying to save somebody else.
No, Ulysses Klaue just got shot.
Shot, just iced. Done. The first thing I thought of when I saw Michael B. Jordan as Killmonger, I forgot about this. At first, for whatever reason, I was just like, we need a Static Shock movie.
Superhero Static Shock.
Featuring Michael B. Jordan as Static Shock.
I think Jaden Smith is the guy.
I don't know. To me, he just looked like Static Shock when he was dressed like the rapper
old,
type. I don't give a crap.
Static Shock's a high schooler.
Whatever. They made Peter Parker a college student.
I think Michael B. Jordan looks like a grown man.
Nah, he looks young still.
He looks like what Nick Cannon always wanted to look like.
Yeah, he is like a cool version of Nick Cannon.
I've been trying to place it this whole time, and I was like, no, not ludicrous, he's like...
I just like that we have to call him Michael B. Jordan because of the obvious,
Michael Jordan.
Michael Jordan.
There's more than one Michael Jordan.
That's a famous person.
Yeah. Ian, we could talk about this for hours. We really could. Is there anything else you feel like you need to say? I know we kind of just brushed over the plot, but I don't think we really need to talk about it that much. The plot is...
there's nothing... At the end of the day, there's nothing we need to talk about with this movie.
It's true.
Because, like, our opinions on this movie don't really matter.
Right. We can enjoy it as... We can enjoy it as outsiders watching a good thing.
Right. Like, this movie is going to stand for what it stands for, and we don't get to decide what it stands for.
Yeah.
And that's fine.
I think it's important to respect it.
Yeah, and I'm respecting the hell out of it. Like, I went and saw it. I want to go see it again.
I will absolutely see it again.
Like...
We almost went to see it today.
Yeah. It was a great movie. It did a lot for the MCU. It brought a lot of great characters into the MCU. I'm excited to see where we bring these characters in Infinity War.
Yeah, same here.
As long as it's not a huge dumpster fire.
And as far as the conversation goes, I think that we can add to the conversation, but more than anything, I want to be a part of the conversation.
Yeah.
As much as anybody wants me to be a part of the conversation.
Well, I can only hope that this movie does a lot for a lot of closed-minded people.
Right. In that there are, maybe not solutions, but there are problems.
Yeah, let's talk.
Let's talk.
Yeah.
And
because that's something that we, as the general populace of white people, are not doing a great job at right now.
Well, because it makes so much sense. Because it makes so much sense that's like, okay, well, like, how could this possibly still be a problem?
Right.
And because I'm not a racist, right? So therefore...
Yeah, no one's a racist.
You don't experience racism.
Right.
I'm not. I mean, obviously, I don't think that. I'm a little bit more woke than that.
Right.
But, what ways can you go out of your way to fix this problem in the long
But
term?
I think that this movie is an important lesson for white people in saying, like, not everything. You don't have to get it. Like, if you don't get Black Panther, that's fine.
It pretty well beats you over the head what Killmonger wants to do and why that's not good and why it's not the right
No, I'm
choice.
not even talking about that.
Oh, okay.
I'm just talking about, like, if you don't like it or want to watch it, congratulations. Here's your participation ribbon.
Right.
Go away.
Because this is the NWO. This is the New World Order. My one tweet review, did you read it?
Don't know if I would bring up New World Order. It wasn't, like, a good thing.
Did you read my one tweet review of this?
I did not. What is it?
So I say... Well,
I mean, I might have.
I'm sure you did. You get my tweets to your phone.
Entirely possible.
I did this... Literally the first thing I did while I was waiting for the first post-credit scene was turn my phone on, tweet this, and then turn my phone back off. And I said, there's never been anything like it before, but if we're lucky, there will be many to come.
I agree with that. I did read that.
Yeah. So, like, this movie is not like anything I've ever seen before.
No.
Nothing I've ever understood. I think that, any time that you bring up African civilization, it's always in a negative context. It's, what was that Reese Witherspoon movie where she, like, adopts the 3 African children?
I have no idea.
Oh, it's a good one. It's a good one. You'd know it. I'm gonna find out real quick. But like typically in media portrayals glorify the poverty of Africa,
Right?
And even this movie like jabs at that. Like, what is a country of farmers got to offer the world?
Oh, just you wait.
Just you wait, because things are about to get weird.
I've never heard of that movie in my life. I'm not saying it doesn't exist. I just don't know about it.
Yeah, that's absolutely what it's called. Yep, that's it.
So what else do you want to say about this movie?
Just really liked it. I want to be part of the conversation. If we missed it, if we didn't get it,
Let us know.
let us know. Like we are open to conversation. We're interested to. Yeah, I mean, did we?
Did we get it? Did we
want
get what we're supposed to
I
have gotten
wanna
out of
get
it? I want to talk.
Yeah, I think this is important.
And I don't even necessarily know if I know why it's important.
We could have missed the mark entirely.
Probably.
But let's do some rankings. Just as
Okay.
movies, as film fans, as Marvel
Okay.
fans.
Let's wrap it up. Wrap it up here.
Rapido!
All right, we start with a villain ranking.
Yeah, I love Michael B. Jordan. He's amazing. I literally think.
I'll give it to you.
I mean, this is about as good as you could be as a Marvel villain.
Yeah, I'll give it to you. We'll put him number 1.
Yeah.
Not that we keep track of this, but
He's up there with Vulture and Loki and
Yeah.
But I think honestly, he knocks it out of the park in a way that I think Michael Keaton hit it to a kid in the stands. I think Michael B. Jordan broke a windshield in the parking lot.
let's just keep getting people named Michael to be
Great villains.
to be great villains.
I mean, I'm down with that. I can't think of any other. I'm sure there's plenty. So I think that goes with that. I think he's really, really, really an amazing villain.
Yeah, killed it.
The movie.
So the movie ranking. Oh, this is gonna be tough.
This is going to be tough. I think this is one of those ones where we can start from the top and not from the bottom.
Yeah, I mean it's better than either of the Avengers movies.
Okay, so where does that put us?
It's better than Guardians of the Galaxy.
Okay, so the conversation is between Iron Man, Spider-Man.
So, Iron Man, Spider-Man,
Thor Ragnarok.
Civil War is in there, I think.
No, Guardians of the Galaxy was number 2.
Then Civil War.
Yeah, but you said it's better than Guardians of the Galaxy.
Right. Civil War became number 2. Then Spider-Man became number 2.
Okay, and then Thor.
And then Iron Man became number 2. Okay, so it's better than. Is it better than Civil War? I think it's better than Civil War.
I think it's better than Civil War.
Better than Civil War. I think it's better than Spider-Man.
I do too. This is early though. I won't be surprised if my ranking on this drops as the film
I think it's
ages.
better than Spider-Man. I don't think it's better than Thor Ragnarok.
Interesting.
I really like Thor Ragnarok.
So my problem with Thor Ragnarok is the opposite of a problem. In that I absolutely love that movie, but I feel like I can't justify it when I'm not literally watching it. And then I watch it and I'm like, yeah, this is obviously the best. This is amazing. But I also want to bring into account, like, if we were to score out every facet of it that we care about, which is like what villain, hero, plot, continuity, stuff like that, I think Black Panther checks more boxes because Killmonger is so much better than Hela.
I mean, villain, yes. Hero, no. Exposition character, no. Plot, no.
Exposition character was really good. And we should do this. We should sit down and do these.
Who's the best exposition character?
Well, just like a Doug score, like a rate. I don't know. Pick like our 5 most important things about each movie, and then rate them 1 to 10, and then add those up, and that's the
Okay, I'm about
Bacon and
that.
Eggs score.
I'm about that. Moving forward.
Well, I think we have to sit down and retroactively do it.
Right, but we can also just do it moving forward.
Right.
But I think for me, Ragnarok ticks more of those boxes.
I mean, yeah. When you think about Killmonger versus Hela, there's a clear choice, right?
Yeah.
Killmonger's better.
But like I think the plot in Ragnarok was stronger.
It does more. It's got
Yeah.
bigger implications. Maybe not.
Yeah.
I don't know what Wakanda
I think
in the world is going
the
to mean.
dialogue was better.
Yeah. Korg was better.
Cinematography was pretty much the same.
Yeah, they both.
They looked very similar, very colorful, bright, fun, exciting movies. Korg was better. Korg was really great.
Korg it really does elevate the whole status of the movie.
Thor Ragnarok made me laugh without being like Now this is a comedy,
Right.
And that you can't underestimate that value in the movie is the thing. So for me, I'll give it 2. I don't know if I can personally put it better.
No, I think that's fair. I think really it's much more in contention with Spider-Man: Homecoming and Iron Man.
And I still think Spider-Man: Homecoming is better than Iron Man.
Is that not how it is on our
No,
ranking?
you still have Iron Man ahead of it. You fought me on that one.
Yeah, no, I stand by that. I still think that. Yep.
Okay, maybe we'll revisit these.
I think we have to. I mean, I think when Infinity War comes out, we'll have to revisit it. Who knows? Maybe somebody's going to point out, and we're going to nickel back Black Panther. Somebody will point out some stupid flaw in it.
Nah, I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
I mean, people are going to try to point out stupid flaws, but I don't think they're there. This movie felt like it was very carefully made.
Right. I mean, at this point, the worst thing that could happen to it is if one of the actors comes out and has one of those, like, Weinstein's. Right.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, that'll kill it. But
For sure. But, I mean, that's a threat with any movie.
Right.
Robert Downey Jr. could have one of those moments.
I'm sure he
And that would just, like...
Crap.
MCU's canceled.
We're done. Well, they just kill him off at this point. Yeah. All right. So it's at number 2.
Number 2.
Breakfast food ranking.
Oh, God.
This is the whole package, man. Gives you everything you ever want.
It's definitely something I haven't had before.
It's definitely something I have not had before.
It's something... There's something on that plate that you're like, what is this? What is this?
Is it like grits and gravy?
No, it's something exotic.
It's cleaner than grits and gravy.
Yeah, but like there's something on this plate of breakfast. Because on one hand, it is just like a good old-fashioned superhero movie.
Is it an omelet?
I don't know. Let me finish my thought.
Okay.
But you got something on that plate where you're like, I don't know what this is. I don't know if I'm gonna like it. But I'm doing that thing where like I promised somebody I would just try everything for the year. So I ate it. Oh, that's good.
That's real good.
That's really good.
It's like-
what is this? Can I get another plate of whatever this is?
Is it like the first time you've ever had biscuits and gravy?
It might be. Because like the
that's like a
sausage
thing.
gravy you put on biscuits like looks weird.
And like that's not a thing that like the whole world knows.
And it's like gray.
Yeah.
And it's got like lumps.
Try the gray stuff. It's delicious.
It's delicious. Are we gonna go with biscuits and gravy?
I think
Because it is comforting.
But I think the movie is cleaner than that, but I'm okay with it. Because biscuits and gravy, even if you eat it with a fork, you're covered in the gravy.
Yeah. Anyway,
I'd
so
say
we'll call biscuits and gravy.
No, it's not biscuits and gravy. It's the first time you've had biscuits.
The first time you had the best lunch or breakfast I ever had in Toronto. The best breakfast I ever had in like Macon, Georgia.
I think I was probably at like a Cracker Barrel, which is just criminal. You need to go to like a local family-owned restaurant.
The greasiest place you can find.
Right, the guy that runs it is wearing an apron that he's never washed.
Ever. It's got 20 years worth of grease on it.
Yeah.
I'm good with that.
I'm good with that. I am too. I think that's everything.
That's everything. This is a good one.
Yeah, I think so. I think this is a good time. I think we stepped out of our comfort zone here.
A lot. For the first time.
We're afraid to have opinions a lot of times on bacon, which is weird.
We've also made a lot of episodes on, like, white people movies.
Right.
You don't get much more white people than Back to the Future.
Captain America.
Back to the Future.
I love
Although
it.
Back to the Future was progressive in that Goldie What's-his name was mayor.
Yes.
So maybe not. Maybe it is Captain America, the first Avenger.
About as white as it gets. I mean, even Iron Man 1 is pretty white.
Yeah.
He's a black friend.
I have lots of black friends. I voted for Obama. But yeah, we stepped a lot out of our comfort zone, and I had a lot of fun with this one. This movie was great.
It's so good. I'm very
So
happy
good.
that it exists. What did we say
About what?
at this show? How do we sign off?
We gotta do the whole sign-off.
Oh yeah, there's like how to contact us.
Yeah. All right. I think that's it.
I
Guys,
think you're right.
Thanks for listening to another episode of Bacon and Eggs. I've been Ethan Etchell. He's been Tyler Carlin. If you want to reach us, you can get us on Twitter and Instagram. I'm at WowNow, but the O's are zeros, and he's at AmeriCarlin, but the O's are zeros.
Nope. I mean, I guess.
There are no O's.
No O's in America. No L's.
There's an L in Carlin.
There's an L in car. It's true.
Yeah, so go ahead and get us there. You can also email us at baconandeggsmedia@gmail.com, or you can find us on Twitter at baconandeggs23. We really need to change that Twitter handle.
I love it.
But the 23 is so random.
It's the only lost number that was available.
I know, but I get that, but like, we haven't explained that.
I'm explaining it right now.
I've requested to get just bacon and eggs, but it hasn't happened yet.
Well, you need to make a call. Hello, Twitter.
And if you got a couple spare bucks lying around, we would love it if you could go over to our Patreons, patreon.com/baconandeggs, and take a gander at our reward tiers there, see if there's anything you like, and go ahead and throw it our way.
We
Be
might
great.
change soon. If
We're
you're
just going
like,
to.
I would give you $5 if $5 got me this.
If you have ideas for our reward tiers that you aren't seeing and you would like to see, let us know, because we're investigating right now.
We are investigating. We've seen a lot of things.
Because we think we can do better for you guys. We want to do better for you guys.
like a Discord server.
Yeah, I've heard that one. But speaking of how to get in contact with us, since we don't have a Discord server yet, just go ahead over to our Facebook page.
It's free.
Facebook group. It's free. And that is Bacon and Eggs Fans.
Yep, there's a link to that in the doobly-doo.
There's a link in the towel section. And other than that, I think that's about it. Our artwork is by Vashaun Brandon. He's been great to us.
He has been great to us. Vashaun, if you're listening,
Thank you.
thank you. You're the best.
I think that's it. Anyway, thank you again for listening. Until next week, arrivederci.
Air quotes.
Oh,
Sorry I had a fight in the middle of your Black Panther party.